Hey there, what's going on, everybody? I was ready to have a big update for you comparing the 2.0 and 2.1 results, and unfortunately, I found an issue either within the paper broker or within the strategy itself. And so I wanted to take a step back and try to figure out what the heck is going on here. So what I noticed was that there was a huge loss on Solana towards the end of last week, beginning of this week, where it was like way beyond its 3% stop loss limit that I had set on the coins for a single day. And it was more like 8%. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? The strategy was showing it was maybe short one unit, which seemed fairly normal. But then when I looked and to see what the paper broker was showing as its current position, it was short like way more than the number of allotted units that was allowed for that particular coin. So needless to say, the paper broker thought it was way more short and so had this huge position. And so the results now are in question between the 2.0 and 2.1 version. So I guess in theory, I'm having the same issue on both versions potentially. But before I go back to comparing the two versions, I want to get this ironed out and figure out what's going on here. So I basically spent the past week going through and refactoring the code to make it a bit more maintainable and readable and easier to debug. So I had set this up with Spring Boot. I'm using Java for the real-time application and using Spring Beans to kind of take the functionality and make it more modular and just easier to maintain in general. So now that I got all that set up, I had additional logging. I'm back off to the races running. And the other thing I added was I've enhanced the dashboard a little more. So in a previous video, I introduced the dashboard that I got here, basically showing the comparison of the daily P&L for both strategies or both versions of the strategy that I got running right now. But also to give me more insight as to what the heck each strategy is currently up to without having to go and read the JSON output from the web service or look at the log files. I'm just spewing it now to this strategy dashboard sheet that I got. And I've got this set up now where if you guys want to follow along, this is public as well, so you can kind of see what each strategy is up to. But basically, the regime, the current strategy, or each one of the coins are in. So whether or not it's in any sort of regime, it's just, in a range-bound market, if it's an uptrend, downtrend. This is the best bid and ask in the order book, and this is my best bid and ask price for my current quotes for this for each coin, as well as the position that the broker thinks, the position that the strategy thinks, and in theory these things should be aligned. Number of open orders, daily P&L, and then P&L numbers for overall since the strategy's been started up on the server, as well as the total volume traded and number of trades. So I'm hoping that this is going to give me more insight as to what's going on, and I can better or be able to jump in more quickly when I notice a divergence between the broker position and the strategy position. Now, I fully expect, because of the way that the updates work between the various pieces of the application, these could be temporarily misaligned, maybe for a minute or two, while one portion of the strategy or the application updates the dashboard, because these things are coming from different pieces of the applications that aren't updated at the same frequency. But if I see that either one of these stay misaligned for an extended period of time, then I can actually jump in and try to figure out why they are no longer aligned. So anyway, I'm pretty stoked, at least I've got this stuff able to be printed to a spreadsheet pretty easily, and it's going to be way easier for me to kind of just check in and see what each strategy is up to without having to go through tabs on a web browser for each coin. I've got everything in one place here now at this point. So anyway, once I kind of figure out where this discrepancy is creeping in from, I'll be back off to the races comparing these two versions. But basically, I think what I'm seeing, at least from the initial results the last week and a half or so, is my guess is the 2.1 strategy is going to be better, but we'll see if that holds true once I get this bug taken care of. So anyway, kind of curious to hear, has anybody else had any issues with the strategy that they're developing, and running it in a back test versus paper trade versus live mode, and any differences that you've seen in that. I'd love to hear about your stories, or if you have any questions or comments in general, just drop them below. I'll also include the link to the dashboard here if you just want to follow along and see what I'm up to. They'll be in the description below. So hope you guys are having an awesome week, and I will talk to you later. See ya.